Today's video doesn't have any real theme to it. I've just been on TikTok and X and downloaded a few clips of people who have posted these clips of their own free will, I presume thinking it paints them in a good light, sometimes making them appear to be experts in their field, rather than being utterly ghastly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to People Being Awful, Part 5. We'll begin with a clip from a self-made music video. There's a saying, everyone can sing. I will counter that by saying, although everyone can sing, not everyone should.
I didn't believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away.
My issue is not that the man is clearly tone deaf and can't carry a tune in a bucket. It's why did he choose that song? I Believe I Can Fly by R. fucking Kelly. Now, R. Kelly used to be known as a very famous recording artist. These days, he's rather more famous for something else. And if you don't know what that something is, go onto Netflix and type in Surviving R. Kelly. The man is a prolific sex offender. Why choose that song? For me, it would be like me going to band practice and saying to the rest of the band, let's not record our own songs anymore. I want to do a medley of Gary Glitter's greatest hits, and we'll call ourselves the Jimmy Savile Appreciation Society. Now, if you're watching from outside the UK and you don't recognise those names, Gary Glitter, real name Paul Gadd, was a glam rock star in the 70s and 80s. Then, in the late 1990s, he took his computer to be repaired at, I believe, PC World, and told the guy behind the counter, don't look at the hard drive. A famous rock star brings in his computer and tells you, don't look at my private information. And it wasn't all sex, drugs and rock and roll, or rather, not the type that's in any way tasteful, because Gary Glitter has an interest in very, very young girls, and he's been in and out of prison ever since. Jimmy Savile was a TV and radio personality who, after he died, it transpires, was one of Britain's most prolific paedophiles. Now, as a Brit, I would not choose to play any songs by Gary Glitter. Why has that gentleman decided to record I Believe I Can Fly? The mind fucking boggles. I'm recording this video on Monday afternoon. It emerged yesterday morning here in the UK that there had been an assassination attempt on former President Trump. Now, regardless of my own opinions of Donald Trump, and I'll be blunt, I'm not a huge fan, that doesn't justify someone trying to put a bullet through his head. That's where I'll leave it on my own view. And actually, no, there's something else. We saw the one of the close personal security guards who was female and very short. I'm just going to say maybe the DEI thing isn't working. Not everyone is suitable for every job. If you have a woman who is very short, who therefore can't defend the president, who then fails to holster her own gun, this isn't a slight at women, it's just a slight that maybe she shouldn't be doing that job. That being said, here's a clip of a trans woman who says she's going to run to be the next president.
Will be your new American flag. The first day in office, I will send out military troops to collect everyone's American flag. That is correct. You will now represent the pride flag as your American flag the first day in office. I will collect them off of the cemeteries. I will collect them from the police stations, fire department, schools, churches, and hospitals. We will also collect them off of anywhere that has an American flag hanging. Anywhere. That is right. Look at y'all's new American flag. Ain't it so gorgeous? Yes. This will be the new American flag.
Now, I don't play the pronoun game, so that trans woman is a man, and I'll use he, him pronouns, because that's factually correct. I'm led to believe that he has had some head trauma in the past, so I'm not going to make much fun of that. That being said, if he did run for president, he wouldn't be the least coherent of the three options were that the case. What strikes me, though, is his argument to get rid of the Stars and Stripes, of Old Glory, the American flag, and replace it with the Pride flag. The first place he mentions is the cemeteries. Not the White House, not government buildings, not every US Army, Navy and Air Force base. The place where the dead are laid to rest. An immediate problem I see, if the Stars and Stripes were to be replaced with the Pride flag, then presumably the American military, or military if you're watching in the New World, the American military forces would have the Pride flag in place of the American flag. Meaning that every June, during Pride Month, in every country except for the Muslim countries, all over the world, it could be argued that the American military were laying claim to every Pride event around the earth. Now, given that America has a slightly dubious record when it comes to invading other people's countries, that could be problematic. That being said, I'm aware I'm a Brit. The Yanks are nowhere near us. The British are responsible for more Independence Days than any other country on earth. And I have to say, I'm slightly proud of that. However, the biggest issue for me is, as a straight guy, and I consider myself a straight ally, I've been on the side of gay rights for most of my life. And I know I'm not alone in this, including many gay and bisexual people. Many of us are getting rather sick of the progressive pride flag, not the classic pride flag, the plain rainbow, that was fine, but the progressive flag being forced down our fucking throats 24/7. Because why do we need to know it all the time? Some men are attracted to other men, some women are attracted to other women. Some men fuck other men, some women fuck other women. Some men and women fuck men and women. Some men like to dress up as women, some women dress as men, some weirdos dress as dogs, and attention-seeking fucktards pretend they're neither male nor female. Why do we need to know it all of the time? Because as a straight man, if I went out into the street with a megaphone and proclaimed, I am heterosexual, I love the feel of a vagina around my throbbing penis, that would be seen as weird. But what do I know? Let's get a lesson on gender dysphoria from an expert.
If you don't think you've ever experienced gender dysphoria euphoria, if you are a cis straight woman or man, let me ask you a question. My cis ladies, you know that feeling when you haven't shaved your legs and it's been all winter and you're like, my legs aren't shaved, I'm not gonna go. That's gender dysphoria because you're performing femininity, and societally, femininity doesn't look like hairy ass fucking legs, hairy ass armpits. Now for the boys, the way y'all got your beards lined up to give y'all a nice little chisel. Why y'all not cutting your beards like this in a circle? Oh, because it makes your face round, or why y'all giving yourself the shape, square shape, masculinity? It makes you look more. That's performance, babes. We're all performing. We're all in theater.
Let me begin with a question. Does that woman, because that's what she is, does that woman seem to be experiencing racial dysphoria? Because looking at her eyes and her skin tone, there's no way she's naturally blonde. Is she transracial? And I think that makes more sense than anything she actually said. So ladies, if you're watching and you don't shave your legs, apparently that's gender dysphoria. Now, I'm not a woman, so I don't know. Isn't it just easier not to shave your legs during the winter months when they're covered? And I say that as a man with a beard. And half the reason I have a beard is because I'm too fucking lazy to shave every day. And although I'm not an authority on men with beards, I do have one myself. So why do I have straightish lines cut down at the barber? Well, believe it or not, that's pretty much the natural line that my facial hair follows. And I try to keep it reasonably neat because I have this weird thing of not looking like I'm homeless. And why don't I shave in a semicircle? Weirdly, I don't want people to look at me and think I have a severe learning disability. On that, you see, I've got one clip left, and it's to do with the whole pronoun thing. Now, in my view, people who use preferred pronouns, such as if I don't want to be referred to as he or him, if I want to be a they, them, or a tree, or a frog, or a fucking lake, or whatever. Either I'm a narcissistic attention seeker, or I would have an undiagnosed severe mental illness, maybe a combination of the two. But these people who demand we distort our view of reality to avoid hurting their feelings, I can't take them seriously. Now, what's worse than someone demanding that a total stranger use their preferred pronouns? A parent demanding the same thing from their child. Here we have a mother having a full-on breakdown, absolutely crying her eyes out because her daughter won't use her preferred pronouns and therefore is not an ally. Honestly, who is the problem here? The parent or the child? We all know it's the parent. Of course, we don't know the mother's preferred pronouns. She may want to go by they, them, or he, him, or whatever. It may be that she identifies as a lamb biryani, or a seatbelt, or a casserole dish. We simply don't know. But projecting her own problems, shall we say, onto the child, saying that the child is not an ally, the child is the one being problematic. How fucking selfish is that? And we don't know the age of the child, but let's assume that the child is still living at home and relatively young. The dynamic has flipped because the parent is acting like a child and the child is acting as the adult. It's the child who's not playing make-believe with her fucking mother. The adult who raised her and is meant to take care of her, who's living in a home fantasy world and is having a fucking meltdown because her child won't play Let's Pretend. Once again, I hope we can all take solace that we're none of the people we've just seen. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please give it a like and a comment because that helps the algorithm. And as ever, thanks for watching. So we'll begin with a clip from a music video. And there's a saying that anyone can sing. No, it isn't. It's everyone can sing. Oh, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't play the pronoun game because I choose to live in reality. So I'll be using he, him pronouns for that trans woman. And fuck it. As pronouns, it may be she wants to be called they, them, or he, him, or she may identify as a shuttlecock, or a pneumatic drill, or a chair, or a desk, or a roof slate, or a steaming pile of horseshit. Which is what that ideology is. Gary Glitters, leader of the gang, went, "Do you want to be in my gang, my gang, my gang?" No, Gary, I really don't. More of a ring than a gang, isn't it?